On behalf of myself and on behalf of my country, to you and all African Americans, from the beginning of our nation's history, in honor of your ancestors and on behalf of your children, please hear this from my heart. I apologize. Please forgive us. With this prayer, I acknowledge the depth of the evils that have been perpetrated against Black people. From slavery to lynchings to white supremacist laws.
Vladimir Putin has shocked the world by unveiling historic paintings showing the reality: Black Jesus and Black Israelites. Until now, only a selected group of people knew that Jesus, his mother, and his people were Black. However, after Russian President Vladimir Putin repeatedly said in his speeches that Jesus was Black and Russia would only believe in and pray to Black Jesus, white Europeans and Christians throughout the world started to doubt. Questions are rising, and there are concerns about whether the church under the Byzantine Empire whitewashed all historic religious paintings. After much research, people have found out that the paintings the European churches possess were made centuries after those in Russia. So, what do the groundbreaking 12th, 13th, and 14th century religious paintings tell about Jesus being Black? And what has the Russian president declared about Russians praying only to Black Jesus and accepting the reality that was deliberately hidden for centuries? Welcome to a new episode of Black Afric Diary, a channel where we talk about Black African history, culture, arts, and civilization. It's a place where you will see the real picture of Black Africa, its stories, and the events defining it. In this episode, we will tell you what shocking Russia has revealed and said about Black Jesus that has shocked the world. Let's get started. Before the Mongol invasion, Russia was a patchwork of loosely connected principalities ruled by different princes. It was a melting pot of pagan beliefs and early Christian influences, with some regions adopting Christianity from the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Church, also known as the Eastern Orthodox Church, held considerable sway over religious and cultural practices in Russia during this time. By spreading Orthodox Christianity through missionary work and establishing churches and monasteries, the Byzantine Church left a lasting imprint on Russia. Its missionaries introduced Orthodox Christianity, forging connections between Russian rulers and the Byzantine Emperor. This led to the adoption of Byzantine religious practices, iconography, and architectural styles, fostering cultural exchange. Byzantine iconography, renowned for its stylized representations of religious figures, played a central role in shaping Orthodox visual culture in Russia. Byzantine artists were frequently commissioned to create religious icons, frescoes, and mosaics for churches and monasteries across the region. One thing in those artworks was common. They showed Black Jesus, Black Mary, and Black Israelites. However, the impact of the Byzantine Church on Russian religious art varied. While some aspects of Byzantine iconography were embraced, Russian artists introduced their own regional styles and innovations. The Byzantine Church's attempts to standardize religious representations did not fully take hold in Russia, particularly regarding depictions of Jesus Christ and biblical figures. The 13th century Mongol invasion of Russia brought significant upheaval, disrupting cultural and religious practices. Known as the Mongol-Tatar yoke, this conquest subjected Russian principalities to Mongol rule. Though the Mongols didn't enforce their religion, they held sway over Russian society, influencing various aspects. Russia underwent economic and social turmoil under Mongol rule, also called the Golden Horde. The Mongols imposed tribute payments on Russian princes and established governing structures. Despite the continued operation of the Orthodox Church, its autonomy dwindled, presenting challenges to its authority. However, it continued working, this time being disconnected from the Byzantine Empire. Interestingly, during this time, the whitewashing era had started in the Byzantine Empire, where religious leaders were spreading the idea of white Jesus. However, this did not reach Russia as it was under Mongol rule. Without strict oversight from the Byzantine Church, Russian artists had more freedom to copy the already present artworks that spread throughout Russia. One notable change in Russian religious art during the Mongol era was the portrayal of Jesus Christ and biblical figures with darker skin tones. Unlike Byzantine depictions, Russian artists depicted them with darker skin, reflecting the region's diverse ethnic makeup and cultural influences. But this was not the only reason. Russian artists did not depict Jesus as black on their own. They simply copied earlier paintings. In other words, due to the Mongol invasion of Russia, religious paintings in Russia were preserved and protected from general whitewashing taking place throughout Europe. But what are those paintings that have shocked the world? The paintings that have been found in Russia are from the 12th, 13th, and 14th century. To make it easier for people to understand the context and to test the authenticity, Father Vladimir Ivanov published a book known as Russian Icons, which contains all these paintings. Father Vladimir Ivanov thoroughly explores Russian iconography, providing readers with a deep dive into the history, symbolism, and spiritual significance of these esteemed artworks. Despite the numerous scenes depicted in these artworks, they all share a striking commonality. Jesus, his mother, Israelites, and even angels are portrayed with dark or black complexions. Father Ivanov analyzes the artistic techniques utilized in Russian icon painting, discussing the use of egg tempera paint, gold leaf, and traditional iconographic methods such as hieratic composition and stylized forms. This proves that the black complexion of the characters in the paintings was actually intentionally made black. It's not due to fading or decoloring. By delving into the role of icons in Orthodox devotional practices, including veneration and their utilization in both private and public worship, the book sheds light on the profound impact of icons on the spiritual lives of believers. Some paintings even depict events predating Jesus' era, such as Andrei Rublev's Trinity, which portrays the biblical account of three angels visiting Abraham. In this painting, all figures are depicted with dark or black complexions, challenging conventional representations. Among these paintings is the Theotokos of Vladimir, which holds profound significance in Orthodox Christian tradition. It depicts the Virgin Mary, also known as the Theotokos, cradling the infant Jesus. The term Theotokos underscores Mary's pivotal role as the mother of Jesus, believed to embody both human and divine nature. Both Jesus and Mary are depicted with darker complexions, challenging traditional portrayals. Mary's expression exudes serenity as she lovingly holds Jesus, supporting his body with one hand while gently caressing his cheek with the other. Jesus, portrayed as a young child, often extends his right hand in a blessing gesture, evoking a sense of divine presence. Another notable artwork, Savior in a Golden Riza, showcases an icon portraying Jesus Christ adorned with a golden riza. In Orthodox tradition, a riza serves as a metal covering or frame embellishing an icon, often crafted from gold or silver. The focal point of the painting is Jesus Christ, depicted in the customary Orthodox iconography, often depicted with a halo symbolizing his divine nature. Noteworthy is the portrayal of Jesus with a dark brown or black complexion, departing from traditional depictions. The design of the golden riza surrounding the icon of Jesus features elaborate patterns, engravings, and even gemstones, symbolizing the reverence and value attributed to Christ's image in Orthodox worship. Additionally, the riza serves as a visual representation of the magnificence and majesty of God, reinforcing the belief in Jesus as the divine Son of God. Interestingly, even the angels are depicted as black, conveying how Jesus saw angels. The Ustyuga Annunciation captures the pivotal moment when the Archangel Gabriel announces Mary's divine pregnancy. Both Gabriel and Mary are depicted with darker skin tones, diverging from conventional depictions. Another renowned artwork is Eleusa, meaning tenderness or compassion in Greek. In this portrayal, Mary cradles Jesus closely, their cheeks touching, symbolizing the intimate bond between mother and child. This emphasizes Mary's role as a compassionate intercessor and protector of humanity. Similarly, Our Lady of St. Theodore shows Mary holding Jesus, her right hand raised in blessing. Mary is revered as a guardian and patroness of the Byzantine Empire, associated with the protection of Constantinople. Once again, both Jesus and Mary are depicted with dark complexions, challenging traditional depictions. These paintings offer a striking portrayal of Jesus, Mary, and those around them as black, challenging conventional representations. In the painting titled Desis with John the Baptist and the Virgin, John the Baptist and Mary are depicted alongside Christ in positions of authority and judgment, their raised hands symbolizing prayer on behalf of humanity. This highlights the prevalence of darker skin tones in religious iconography, challenging conventional perceptions of race and ethnicity. Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black Africa. Let's continue now. In another painting from the collection, titled Christ Pantocrator, Jesus is depicted as the Pantocrator, which translates to Almighty and All-Powerful. Here, he is also portrayed with a dark complexion, emphasizing his role as the ruler and judge of the universe, with his right hand raised in blessing and his left hand holding a gospel book, symbolizing the Word of God. This portrayal underscores Christ's sovereignty, authority, and divine majesty. These paintings prompt important considerations regarding Jesus' heritage and appearance, challenging conventional representations. Jesus' Black heritage holds significant historical weight, grounding him in a specific historical context alongside his followers. For centuries, Western cultures have depicted Jesus Christ as fair-skinned, often with long, light brown or blonde hair and blue eyes. However, the Bible offers no physical description of Jesus, suggesting he likely looked different from these traditional portrayals. Biblical accounts indicate that Jesus was a Jewish man born in Bethlehem and raised in Nazareth, Galilee, during the 1st century. While the Bible mentions Jesus beginning his ministry around the age of 30, it provides minimal detail about his physical appearance, implying that he did not possess striking beauty or stand out physically, as Isaiah 53:2 suggests. Another reference found in Revelation 1:14-15 describes a vision of Jesus. In this vision, Jesus is described with hair like white wool, fiery eyes, feet glowing like bronze, and a voice like rushing waters. Although the description is not explicit, it suggests features and traits that align with a Black depiction. These interpretations challenge traditional Western representations of Jesus and underscore the importance of considering historical and biblical contexts for a more accurate understanding of his appearance. So, what has Putin declared after finding the paintings showing Black Jesus? Well, Russia is witnessing a significant change in how Jesus' ethnicity is viewed, breaking away from centuries of tradition portraying him as white. Throughout Russian history, Jesus has typically been depicted with fair skin and European features, mirroring Western portrayals seen in European art and religious traditions. However, recent discoveries of historic paintings challenging this norm have sparked a re-evaluation of Jesus' ethnicity and identity within Russian society. These newly found paintings, discovered in various regions of Russia, diverge sharply from the traditional portrayal of Jesus as white. Instead, they show him with darker skin tones, challenging established beliefs and sparking deep cultural and theological discussions. This shift has led leaders and religious figures to reconsider their beliefs and teachings, confronting long-held assumptions and representations. In response to these discoveries, President Vladimir Putin has taken a significant step by encouraging religious leaders and priests to reconsider their views and accept the depiction of Black Jesus. This move breaks from the long-standing tradition of portraying Jesus as white and signals a willingness to embrace diversity in religious iconography. Putin's call underscores the importance of inclusive representation and recognizes the diverse cultural and historical contexts surrounding Jesus' image. Praying to Black Jesus symbolizes a symbolic change in Russia's religious landscape, moving beyond the Eurocentric portrayal of Jesus to a more inclusive representation. This shift has deep implications for religious practices and beliefs within Russian Orthodox Christianity, the predominant religion in Russia, challenging conventional interpretations and inviting a reassessment of Jesus' cultural and theological significance. By advocating for a restructuring of religious beliefs, Putin demonstrates a broader commitment to inclusivity and diversity. This initiative aligns with broader efforts to promote tolerance and acceptance of cultural and ethnic diversity, recognizing the importance of representation in shaping collective identity and social unity. Instead of showing resentment toward the fact that white Europeans should pray from Black Jesus, Russia and Putin have simply accepted the reality. Throughout the centuries, Russian and European churches have predominantly depicted Jesus as a white figure, reflecting deeply ingrained beliefs and societal norms. However, the emergence of these historic paintings challenges this long-standing portrayal, and calls for a reassessment of Jesus' identity within both Russian and European societies. But it's yet to be seen how the European churches will respond. The call for European churches to acknowledge the reality of Black Jesus and address the historical misrepresentation of a white Jesus represents a moment of grappling with centuries-old falsehoods. It demands a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths and recognize the complexity of Jesus' identity within diverse cultural and historical contexts. The acceptance of the portrayal of Black Jesus carries significant implications for European churches and societies. It challenges entrenched beliefs and confronts the legacy of colonialism and racism that have shaped perceptions of Jesus for centuries. Unwillingly, Europeans have to accept the fact that Jesus was from the same race which they enslaved. In response to this revelation, there is a growing movement advocating for the repainting of religious paintings to depict Jesus and his people accurately as Black. This initiative aims to rectify the historical inaccuracy and cultural insensitivity inherent in depicting Jesus as white. By repainting religious artwork to reflect the genuine ethnicity of Jesus and the Israelites, churches can promote a more inclusive and diverse representation of religious figures. The practice of whitewashing Jesus and the Israelites in religious art has deep historical roots, stemming from colonialism, racism, and Eurocentric perspectives. This attempt to depict Jesus as white not only perpetuated historical inaccuracies, but also reinforced harmful stereotypes and racial hierarchies. Reversing this whitewashing effort is essential for challenging these damaging narratives and presenting a more accurate and respectful portrayal of Jesus and his followers. Vladimir Putin's Russia emerges as a leader in this cultural shift, with the potential to spearhead the repainting of religious artwork to depict Jesus and the Israelites as Black. Putin's administration has demonstrated a willingness to embrace diversity and confront historical inaccuracies, positioning it to initiate this transformative change within the country's churches. By repainting religious paintings to accurately portray Jesus and his followers as Black, Russia can set a compelling example for churches worldwide. This endeavor not only advances historical accuracy and cultural sensitivity, but also fosters a greater sense of inclusivity and representation within religious spaces. It sends a powerful message of solidarity with Black communities and underscores the importance of diverse representation in religious artwork. But why do we believe to this day that Jesus was white? Well, the answer lies in how prudently the paintings of Jesus as a white man with blue eyes and blonde hair were spread throughout the world. In her home hangs a reproduction of Warner E. Salmon's Head of Christ painting, depicting a serene Jesus with blue eyes gazing upward and dark blonde hair cascading in waves over his shoulders. This widely circulated painting became synonymous with the image of Christianity's central figure for generations of believers in the United States and beyond. For years, Salmon's portrayal of Jesus stood as the quintessential representation of God, shaping the beliefs of countless followers. However, doubts about the accuracy of this depiction have begun to emerge. It just seemed not right that Jesus was exactly how a white man looks today. Others within the church began questioning Salmon's portrayal of Jesus and its broader implications for theology and culture. Against the backdrop of nationwide protests and discussions on racial injustice, some within the church began to contemplate a reassessment of the idea of a white Jesus, with Salmon's iconic painting under scrutiny. Salmon's Head of Christ gained acclaim as the best-known American artwork of the 20th century, yet the artist himself remained relatively obscure. A religious painter and illustrator, Salmon achieved widespread recognition with his iconic depiction of Jesus. Originally conceived as a charcoal sketch for the inaugural issue of the Covenant Companion, Salmon aimed to create an image that resonated with young adults. Growing up within the denomination, now known as the Evangelical Covenant Church, Salmon imbued his portrayal of Jesus with a familiarity reminiscent of a school or professional photograph of the era, making it relatable to his target audience. This strategy proved immensely successful. The image resonated widely, prompting the 1940 graduating class of North Park Theological Seminary in Chicago to commission Salmon to expand his drawing into a full-fledged painting as a gift to the institution. As a Chicago-based commercial artist, Salmon achieved unprecedented success with his version of Jesus, cementing its status as a ubiquitous representation within American Christianity. Despite his relatively low profile, His work left an enduring impact on religious iconography, shaping perceptions of Jesus for generations to come. Salman crafted a duplicate for the school, while the original head of Christ was sold to the religious publisher Kriebel and Bates, laying the foundation for what Lipan characterizes as a Protestant icon. Matthew Anderson, an affiliate professor of theological studies at Concordia University in Montreal, asserts that this specific depiction of Jesus emerged during the era of the Mad Men marketing agency. The image swiftly gained traction, featuring on prayer cards and disseminated by various entities, including organizations, missionaries, and churches spanning different Catholic or Protestant denominations, catering to diverse congregations, including individuals of various racial backgrounds. Amid World War II, replicas of the painting accompanied soldiers into battle, spread by entities like the Salvation Army and YMCA. Millions of cards were mass-produced under the initiative dubbed Christ in Every Purse, receiving endorsements from then-President Dwight Eisenhower and Norman Vincent Peale, the Trump family's pastor, and distributed globally. The image adorned numerous items such as pencils, bookmarks, lamps, and clocks, finding its place in diverse settings like courtrooms, police stations, libraries, and schools. Scholar David Morgan dubbed it a photograph of Jesus. What do you think? Why the historic, untempered paintings that show Black Jesus were whitewashed? Was it done to monopolize religion and prove that Jesus was only for white people and had no concern for Black people? In the comment section right below, share your thoughts on whether Jesus was Black or not. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If so, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We bring videos on Black Africa, its history, rich arts and culture, and things the world should know about. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.